Hello, hello. Happy Tune Up Tuesday. Today, I just wanted to revisit two very common impediments to people having an effective personal change plan. A change plan can be a plan for you to change your lifestyle, for you to change your career, for you to change your direction, for you to change your philosophy, for you to change your mindset, your body, your performance, any of those things. The two common things that I see people bump up against most often is the first is starting, seriously starting, like really committing to starting. And the second is very closely associated with that, which is being consistent once you start. So when you put those two things together, and you don't do those two things well, that's 90% of why people in many cases don't have an effective change plan. They don't effectively start, and even if they do start, they don't end up being consistent with what's required to make lasting change. And I think the answer is to overcoming those two challenges are closely related as well. One of the reasons why many people have a problem starting is because they look at the entire thing, like the entire program or process or end result, and they just get overwhelmed with all the stuff that will ultimately be required for that to be successful. It looks like a mountain too big to climb, and then they lose the rationale required to start a climb that they don't think is going to be worth climbing, right? The second piece of that is the consistency piece, which I actually think is the secret to effectively starting. When your goal going into it is just to start something that you can be consistent with, and then do that for however long it takes for you to be successful, then the mountain goes away, right? The scary mountain, it goes away. It's something that you can do, and if you plan right, it's something that you can just continue to do. One of the mental games I play when I feel this common challenge emerging in my life is I think back 3 to 5 years and imagine, what if I had instituted this change plan 3 to 5 years ago? Where would I be now? Right? And then the question is, would it have been worth it? And the answer is always going to be yes, because if that were true, you would have done all this stuff and you would now be benefiting from doing all of those things. You'd be benefiting, reaping the rewards of that successful change plan. So if you can do that, if you can activate your imagination to really understand how better off you would be now, have you instituted the plan you're considering doing 3 to 5 years ago? Then what you do is you project that forward. You say, okay, it would definitely have been worth it if I would have started this 3 to 5 years ago, which means in 3 to 5 years, it will be worth it if I start today and stick with it. If many people are honest and they look at who and where and what they are today in terms of overall capability, and they compare it to who they were 3 to 5 years ago, it's fairly the same person. 3 to 5 years before that would still be fairly the same person, minus changes that they were forced to do from outside forces. Which means if they don't make a meaningful change 3 to 5 years from now, they will still be mostly the same person in the same place. And 3 to 5 years from then, same thing. So you have to find a reason big enough to motivate you, to inspire you to break that cycle. Time travel. Travel back in time, realize what that would mean for you today, then travel forward in times and realize it's absolutely worth starting today. So that's your food for thought. Just want a little mental snack.